just happened. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. My neighbors compete to see who can put up more blinding lights. The kids all wish away the month 'cause they want presents in sight. This year had me so mad. I've been bad, got cold that is sitting under my tree. I think that my Christmas has died. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. When I was just a boy, Christmas brought so much joy. Couldn't wait for the presents and laughter. I couldn't sleep late at night, looking for Santa with lights. Those are the memories I still remember. Then I became a man, lost sight of who I am. But right in front of me was the answer. 'Cause on Christmas I feel joy, and I turn back to a boy. The answer is to stay young forever. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song.
It is the UFC 310 preview show. It's the last pay-per-view of 2024. Ringside Report MMA in full effect. Let's do it.
Let's go!
Indeed.
Don't hear you, bud.
We're here. The whole crew is here. We're live. We're doing good. You hear me now? That's always happening when I
hear
start
you,
the show
man.
now. We got to fix this little glitch I think we got going. It's all right. We're good. We're previewing the last pay-per-view of 2024. Guys, we made it.
It's crazy already, man. Another year, man. But it seems a little early this year. Usually we like carry closer to New Year's, but not this time.
Well, they got another show next weekend, right?
Yeah, but
in Tampa. Kobe Covington and Joaquin Buckley.
yeah, but it's not a pay-per-view, right? So
No, it's a fight night.
cheers.
But it's like
Cheers,
a good
Chico.
fight night.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Bless. God bless. We got
What's
a
up,
good
Freddie?
pay-per-view
You're quiet.
coming up
What's going
Saturday. Huh?
I'm here, man.
Fred's here. Hey, Fred.
Test 1, 2, 3, Fred.
Fred, you hyped about the pay-per-view on Saturday? What do you think, man?
Oh yeah, Pantoja's fighting a guy that never fought in the UFC. That's great. I mean, I'll tell you what, man. I'll make you laugh. You see, you just laugh. I'm gonna make you laugh even more. Here's my actual what I want for this pay-per-view. I want a camera on Ian Garry's wife because I want her reaction when Shavkat, this young stud, knocks out her husband. Because she's known to these young guys. So this young stud of Shavkat Rakhmonov, whenever he knocks out Ian Garry, give me a solo shot on his wife. I want to see her reaction.
Ouch. Ouch, Freddie.
You're killing it, Fred. You're destroying.
Freddy's
I
coming
can't
in
even
hard,
handle
man.
what you're saying. It's so harsh and mean. Oh, because I think it's going to happen, too. I think Shavkat is going to beat that boy up. In front of his
Listen,
wife.
Shavkat is a little bit older, by the way, Freddie. He's
I know.
I think 3 years
checked.
older.
He's 30. But
Yeah.
that's still young for her, man. 30's perfect.
Yeah. I think
Young
I
for
think
her,
she
yeah.
likes younger, much younger. But hey, you're right, man. It's gonna be the first the first loss on the card for him, man. Or on his fighting card.
That's gonna be a good fight, still, man. I laugh at Ian Garry, but guy wins, man. The guy's undefeated, man. So I think Shavkat's gonna win, but I'm not just gonna dismiss Ian Garry. He's dangerous. He could win a
He's
decision,
dangerous, man.
a boring decision.
You think so?
No,
AJ, I'm
not
being
against
told you need to
Shavkat.
get closer to your mic.
Who?
AJ.
AJ.
As usual.
Yeah, there you go. AJ never knows how to, you know what I mean?
There we go.
Do
Do you think think it's gonna go to decision, Freddie? Seriously.
Oh,
I find
Shavkat's
that
gonna
hard.
finish him.
Oh yeah, he's gonna finish him. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, for sure. And you're right. You can't just take out Garry, man. Gary's a beast. None of these guys have lost. This is gonna be their first loss ever, unless it's some weird draw or something happens. I mean, it's gonna be an exciting fight. Everybody's gonna want to watch this fight. To be honest, I'm more excited for this fight than anything else.
Yeah. The Ian Machado Garry versus Shavkat Rakhmonov co-main event. That's the fight. That's the real main event, and that's a sick fight. 2 undefeated welterweights. The winner gets a title shot at Bilal Muhammad. It's a 5-round co-main event. It's basically a title fight. I think whoever comes out of this beats Bilal. This is to crown the champion. I don't know why this isn't an interim champion. Yo, if Ian Machado Garry can beat Shavkat Rakhmonov, you don't think he can beat Bilal Muhammad?
I mean, Bilal's a solid fighter, man. He might be a boring fighter, but he's a solid fighter.
Yeah, but if
Not just
Ian-
gonna dismiss him.
You don't think Shavkat beats Bilal, though?
When's the last time Bilal lost, man? Bilal hasn't lost in years, man. He's been going through everybody.
True.
Yeah. But he
this
has
is
lost. We've seen him lose.
Exactly. And these two guys haven't, and that's the thing. These two guys are like rolling rocks, man. They're coming in hard, man, and it's gonna be a crazy fight on Saturday night. Whoever wins, I think, have a legitimate chance to be the next champion. But I think the stars are aligned for Shavkat. Shavkat is marked to be the future champion. I think Machado has a couple of years behind him. I think if Shavkat wins on Saturday and fights Bilal, I think he's going to be a champion for the next couple of years. And then eventually we could see Machado Garry coming into the fold. But to be honest, man, the stars are aligned for Shavkat. You've said it a long time. We've said it a long time. And the guy is so marketable. And you know what? When he comes and fights, man, he makes it exciting. And so does Machado, man. They make this, they're going to make it an exciting fight. But Shavkat brings on the heat. The guy has 100% finishing rate, man. Who the hell has done that? Not even George St. Pierre, not even Anderson Silva, not even the great Khabib, man. Nobody's had 100% finishing rate, but this guy does. That's scary, man.
Yep, he's won every single fight, 18-0 as a professional, all by knockout or submission. He's never gone the distance, and that's mostly 3-round fights. He's actually only seen the third round twice in his pro MMA career, once in the UFC, and that was against Jeff Neal, a guy that he finished with a nasty rear naked choke, a standing rear naked choke in the third round. Ian Machado Garry fought Jeff Neal, won a split decision in a close fight. Ian Machado Garry is dangerous. AJ, I think you're right when you say, maybe in a few years' time this will be a different fight, given that there is 3 years difference between these two guys. I feel like Shavkat at 30, maybe at 33 is not as effective against a 30-year-old Ian Garry, or a 35-year-old Shavkat against a 32-year-old Garry. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe 3-5 years down the road, this is a different fight. But the fight we see on Saturday, I think, is a Shavkat Rakhmonov fight. I think he wins this fight with pressure. I think he wins this fight with his superior chin, and he just drowns you with his cardio. Shavkat Rakhmonov fights like a Diaz brother with wrestling. He's like a Kazakhstan Diaz brother because he doesn't throw heavy. He just throws consistent. He throws bam, 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 head kick. Bam, bam, head kick, bam, knee, clinch, elbow, knee. And he's just nonstop pressure, not throwing anything, over like a 60, 70%. Like he's just pop, 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 and always in your face, always pressuring you. And I don't think Garry's going to be able to deal with it. I think Shavkat is going to put the pressure on him. And, the danger is putting too much pressure and getting caught and getting hurt and getting put away, which I think is possible. Like Ian Garry is a dangerous guy. He's got some power, but he hasn't really put people away with that one-punch knockout. He's got 3 knockouts in the UFC, but, the 2 most recent ones are TKO type of fight. Like, I don't think he's going to be able to pop Shavkat with something that's going to put him away right away. And Shavkat is really good at recovering. Again, in that Jeff Neal fight, like he got hit with some bombs and he just ate them and kept moving forward and recovered really well.
Man.
Shavkat
that's him, right?
He's very durable. He's got great cardio. His wrestling is pretty solid. But to me, it's just the pressure he puts on you, and then he smells blood in the water. He's really good at seeing when you're hurt and putting you away, seeing the openings.
But I agree with you. Like that's the thing with Shavkat. Like when he enters, like he makes himself very vulnerable and he's hittable at that point. But what he does is that he's not afraid to take a punch to get into a really like dominating like kind of position over his opponent. And that's the thing. That's a scary thing. The guy's not afraid to get hit. And that's not too many fighters want to get hit to get that dominant position, but Shavkat does. He can eat it. He knows what he's doing. He knows he might get hit, but that's what is so dangerous about this guy. And the thing is that if Ian Garry, like his biggest thing is if he's not able to stop the takedowns of Shavkat, and if he needs to stay out of that range of Shavkat. If those two things don't happen, it's going to be an early night for him. And you know what? It's a shame. Like, you don't want to see anybody get that 0, turned into a 1, but somebody will on Saturday night, but there's a lot of pressure on Ian Garry on this fight, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The guy, I'm giving him some props. He took the fight when a lot of people didn't want to take the fight. Of course, there's pressure. You want to win a big fight like that. But Ian Garry's a young fighter. He'll survive it. Like whether a win will propel his career to much better stuff, but it's not like a loss is going to be the end of his career. So I'll give him some props for taking this fight when a lot of people didn't want to take it. And I'm happy, man. Like I'm hyped for it. Like we've been talking about Shavkat for a while, and this is as close as he's been to a title shot. He should have had the title shot, but unfortunately things didn't pan out. And this is another time for him to shine.
I've got Shavkat winning this fight. I think this is a big opportunity. He's going to make the most of it. He's going to beat Machado Garry. I'm not sure he finishes him, though. I think this might be the first one where you go, oh, okay, he won, but, Garry was tough. And, it's tough to finish somebody who's never lost, especially a young guy like Machado Garry. He's durable, It's going to be tough to just put him away altogether.
Garry knows how to stay away from danger also. Gary's a good defensive fighter where he doesn't put himself in too much danger, and he controls the tempo often, but I don't think he'll be able to do that against Shavkat.
Well, he's got a lot of things to worry about, right? The stand-up game, and then definitely he could lose by submission. I mean, Shavkat could come in and close him with a submission. It's hard to even predict the manner of win because it could go either or, TKO or submission.
That's why I think it might go to a decision.
Fighter.
Right now, fight to go the distance at bet99.com is plus 175. Yes. No, minus 260. So, I mean, people, the odds are expecting this fight to be finished within the 5 rounds, but I don't know, man. Like I said, it's tough to finish a guy who's never lost, especially a young guy like Garry. I think if Shavkat wins with a finish, it's a TKO. But I don't know. I'm guessing it's going to be a decision. I feel like he's going to beat him up, but Gary's going to stick around. He'll do enough not to get finished. He'll lose, but I think it'll go the distance. Unfortunately. Because it's going to make our night even later.
Just
we're doing a watch along
night
Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern time when the pay-per-view starts. We will be here for you. But I think the fight will be fun. I'm going with Shavkat by decision. Either way, Shavkat's on my parlay. I believe in him strongly to win this fight. I just he's destined here. He's on the path.
You're right. He is destined, man. He's been destined for a long time, but it's definitely going to be, a great fight. No doubt about it. This is going to be fireworks, But I'm only concerned about is if Ian Garry cannot stop those takedowns, I think that's where Shavkat's going to be able to really control him. I don't think it's going to go to the decision. I think it's going to be a stoppage. It's a possible submission in the making as well right there. And either or, I think we're pretty sure that it's going to go Shavkat's way. I'd be surprised if he loses. Really surprised. More than any other fight out of this whole year, it would be that would be the shocker of the year if Shavkat loses this. And not that if he loses, he's losing to some chump. You're talking to a future champion in the making right there. So, that shows you the value of Shavkat. That's for us to be that confident for a guy who's fighting a future champion, shows you the level of Shavkat. This guy, man, there's something special about him. And, it's been like that from the first time he walked into the octagon.
Yeah. He's very impressive, man.
Crazy,
he's a hell of a prospect. I think he's the next champion at 170 pounds. And I think it's going to be tough to beat him. Real tough. Okay, how about this? We all got Shavkat. The main event, it's Alexandre Pantoja, the flyweight champion, against Kai Asakura. Now, Asakura. See, I don't even know his name because this is his first fight in the UFC, and it's in the main event of the last pay-per-view of the year for the flyweight championship. He's a 21-4 fighter, 31 years old, out of Japan. And he's fought primarily in the Rizin organization out in Japan.
That's right. 2-time champion, man.
Yeah, champion out there in Rizin. Now trying to be a champion in the UFC. We've seen Japanese champions move over to the States and struggle before. They have not had great success in the UFC. Can Kai Asakura be the difference? Or will we see another Brazilian beatdown in the main event of a pay-per-view with the great Alexandre Pantoja with another title defense. I'm torn on this, guys. I'm not sure because it's hard to give you a good read on Asakura because I haven't really followed his career. I could watch fights here or there, but when you don't see it in order, when you haven't really followed the man and you don't know what he's about, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell.
He's a beast, man.
I mean,
that I can tell you.
Sure, but I want to talk about why he's here. Why is he here?
I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
13 knockouts and 21 wins, man. This guy in Japan,
that's
they
not
used
the
to call him
question.
like the headhunter.
That's not the question I'm asking.
Why is he
I'm
here
saying,
at UFC?
why did the UFC decide that this man was worth signing and giving an immediate title shot to? Why is
signing is okay,
but
title shot
right.
is another thing.
Title shot, main event of a pay-per-view. Why is this guy the guy that they have chosen for this spot as opposed to somebody else that's ranked in their division or whatever? Why this guy?
I think it's got to do with the Japanese, sorry, Freddie. Go ahead, man.
I got nothing to bring, man.
No,
I don't know why
I was
they
gonna
gave
say,
him a title shot.
This one, AJ.
I think it's really got to do with the whole Japanese legendary fighting, all the way from Pride and all that kind of stuff. I think there's so much hype that Japan, after all they have accomplished, especially in Pride, man, where they were throwing out fights, some of the best fights we've ever seen, since I've been alive.
Yeah, UFC don't
and
care
they've never
about
had
that.
it. But I think there's a huge market. I think, the whole fact that there's never been a Japanese champion. And if this guy could turn around on Saturday and become the first UFC Japanese champion going into the new year, the fighting scene in Japan will explode again. I mean, you don't get any crazier fans than in Japan, being it for baseball or for MMA. They take their fighters serious. It's almost like
why
status.
would the
I think the
AJ, man, every country takes their fighters serious. Look how people love Topuria in Spain. Look how people love.
Sure.
So again, the question Dave brings up is legit. Is why this guy getting the title shot? And I don't have an answer for that.
I think
other than maybe
Japanese...
the division doesn't have a clear contender. Brandon Moreno has fought a bunch of times for the title. We don't really want him back. Brandon Royval also has fought, and we don't really want him back in the title picture. So other than that, I'm not sure. But even this guy there, Asakura, you look at his record, he has 4 losses, lost to Mano Cape, lost to Origuchi. Also, he fought twice in 2023, hasn't fought in 2024, didn't fight in 2022. It's a little bit weird. I've seen the highlights. He seems to be a great striker and all. I'm going to watch it, but yeah, I'm like, why is this guy getting a title shot?
I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Maybe he's a big social media star in Japan or something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'll watch
that's
it,
what I'm trying to say is that, look, if he wins, man, it'll make that whole division a little bit more exciting, in my opinion. But it's a big step, man.
Why would he make the division more exciting?
He only has 500,000 Instagram followers. This guy's not a big star. This doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, that's a lot, Dave, on Instagram. He has
no, it
500,000
isn't a lot on Instagram, AJ.
Wow. Well, compare him to a Pantoja. Go on Pantoja's page and compare that. And I bet you it's not even close. And I haven't looked.
He has 271,000. I mean, it's like half.
There you go.
I mean, okay, but that doesn't mean he's
How much does Demetrius Johnson have?
There you go.
Well, Demetrius might be up there. Probably 500,000 as well.
Let's see. 1.8 million.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, it's much more than Pantoja and Asakura combined. So again,
absolutely.
I ask you, why is this guy getting the shot? Now, my guess would be, okay, here's my guess, Fred. Now you tell me if I'm completely off base, because the Vegas odds tell me that I'm wrong about this theory, okay? Because Kai Asakura is the underdog plus 230, and Pantoja is the favorite minus 285. To me, he's a guy they signed, they think is going to be a star for the company, and they brought him in to be their new champion. Because they know something that we don't. But, you know, Vegas is usually pretty sharp, and they've got Pantoja winning this fight. They think Pantoja is a pretty heavy favorite. So, again, I go, well, what the hell's going on here? Who is this guy?
I'll go back, like, if you feel he's championship material, like, what has he done recently, man? He hasn't fought in 2024.
Yeah.
I mean, he defeated Juan Archuleta and Yuki Motoya. Not sure, like, what that is worth, but yeah, cool.
It's weird. Juan Archuleta is a 37-year-old fighter with a 29-7 record. Like, that was Asakura's last win. It's very strange. I feel like he's going to win, though, because what the hell else is he here for? Like, if he's not here to win, he comes and he loses. And then what? What's he here for? If your first fight in the UFC is a title fight and you lose, what do you do after that? Go back to Japan?
I'm not sure.
Is it a one and done deal? Like, what is this?
Could be. I mean, he's 31 years old, right?
Yeah, that's it. He's
the
not
thing.
young.
I mean,
Yeah.
wasn't the
He's not
last title
undefeated?
fight Steve Erceg? I mean, this division is in need of something to happen. So, I mean, the UFC is probably taking a chance right now. Because, like I said, man, I kind of like Brandon Moreno, but we've seen him a lot. Like, you know, we got to get somebody else in there. Brendan Royale also, like, division needs some new blood, man. That's what I would say.
Yeah, but for the new
Yeah,
blood
I
to
agree.
go for the title right away, you know, it's weird. It's weird.
They're taking a chance, like you said, man. You know, they're banking on this and they're hoping that it becomes a big headline. First Japanese champion, that whole thing. If that succeeds, man, they won. You know? And it will
gonna
make
say
that
he's
division
gonna-
a lot more exciting.
I'm going to say he's going to lose. This guy. I think he's going to get his ass kicked, too.
He could, man. Like the experience of Pantoja.
I think he's going to
and
get
being who
beaten
he is.
viciously. I think Pantoja's
just
going to
think
whoop
that-
this guy's ass.
We're going to go with Pantoja
Yeah.
by submission.
Yeah. Sounds about right. Okay, how about
I'm
Cyril
just thinking-
Gane and what?
Whoa. You didn't ask
Whoa,
me
whoa,
for
whoa,
mine.
nothing, pal.
You know
Go,
where I'm
man,
going
AJ,
with.
'cause I'm gonna
going
hurt
with
your feelings
Godzilla, man.
after.
I'm going with. You know what? I really believe that like all the pressure is on this kid, and he wants to win. Not only does he want to win for himself, he wants to win for his country, man, and for the Samurais. This is what it's coming down to. He's going to win for the Samurais. I think we're going to have our first Japanese champion this Saturday coming up. Mark my word, man. This guy can hit hard. He knocks people's heads into the rafters, man, when he was fighting at Rizin. I saw his highlights. This guy is vicious. And I think Pantoja has the experience. He has everything very well rounded. He has everything going for him. But he doesn't have the chin to be able to take a clean shot. From this guy has power behind his punches. I think he's going to knock out Pantoja. I think the champion's coming on Saturday for Japan. Dana
Yep,
White,
you're
don't
right.
make mistakes. You know, and I feel sorry for Pantoja. You know, it's a lot of pressure on him too, but you know what?
AJ,
going the
you
other
ready
way,
for
man.
me to hurt your feelings?
Get him,
That
Fred.
hurt me. Listen, I've been in a relationship before, dude. I'm used to it. Go.
All right. I got Volkov.
What? Now you hurt me, man. You're cheating on me, Freddie.
Fred is going so hard tonight. It's crazy.
What the hell, man?
Oh, my God, dude.
Going with
What'd you
Volkov,
eat? Did
man.
you eat spinach today, man?
Yeah, what's
I'm
happening,
shocked.
I mean,
bro?
How
Cyril
can you- I wanna
Gane,
get a
man,
reason why.
hasn't
shocked,
fought in
yo. Let me
over
get
a
my notes.
year. His
True,
last fight
true.
was against Sergey Spivak. Like, okay, nice little win. Volkov, in the meantime, is on a 4-fight winning streak, man. Winning fights
True,
that people
true.
don't expect him to win because he just defeated Pavlovich, defeated Jarzinho, defeated Taito Ivasa. And I'm sorry, I'm off the Cyril Gane bandwagon, man. I'm just off of it. And I'm with Volkov by decision, man. You're gonna see it.
Okay.
It will happen.
Look,
I gotta
listen,
no, AJ.
Freddie-
I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna defend you here. Okay,
Okay,
I'm
you
gonna
go,
defend
go.
you better
no,
than you
I
can
got some
defend
good
yourself.
stuff here. I got no.
Fred
no,
brought
no,
up
no.
some stuff
I got some
here.
good
You
stuff.
said Volkov in the meantime beat who?
I mean, he beat Pavlovich in his last fight, man. Everybody thought he
Pavlovich,
was
He's got a
gonna.
point.
No, he doesn't, because Pavlovich is coming
Why?
off that knockout loss to Tom Aspinall, and he was totally gun shy in that fight. Didn't throw anything. That was not the same Sergey Pavlovich. That man was broken by Tom Aspinall, and then the following fight, Volkov got to pick up the pieces and couldn't even put him away. No. I'm not taking that, Fred.
Dominated
He got
him.
broken by Aspinall. Pavlovich he was the demolition man, crushing people left and right, and then Aspinall was like, yeah, cool. Boom! Knocked him out in the first round, and then his next fight, man, he looked like Francis Ngannou against Derek Lewis, dude. He looked not ready to fight. He looked gun shy. Okay? So I'm taking that win that Volkov got over Pavlovich. That's an asterisk win. And then the other guys you brought up are straight up jabronis. Jairzinho, Romanov, Tai Tuivasa. That's heavyweight Jabroniville. That is not Cyril Gane level. Cyril Gane beat Volkov before. He's going to beat him again. I am not letting this Cyril Gane bullshit slide. No Volkov. Volkov is old-style Russian, too, with the white, with the blonde hair and the blue eyes and stuff. Old-style Russian. Everybody knows Russians today look like Khabib. Get the hell out of here, Volkov, with your old-timey Russian face. I don't like it. You got to be from Dagestan or get out of the UFC. Volkov can't do it. No Volkov. He's losing to Cyril Gane.
Wait. Let me just say one thing to defend Fred, because I'm still going against my champion. But wait, I'm gonna say one thing. Freddie has a point, because in our last fight, the first 2 rounds, man, it was going. Volkov had those first 2 rounds, and then Gane came in and then dismantled him. But this is a 3-round fight. The last one was a 5-round fight. So the thing with Gane, he has to come in and he can't sit back. He has to come in and explode right off the gate. And that's the only thing where, if it was a 5-round fight the last time, 2 rounds went to Volkov right off the bat. So there's a possibility if Cyril Gane decides to stand back on a 3-round fight, it could be dangerous for him. He could lose it as a decision.
Oh,
but I'm going to tell you
losing.
something.
AJ's lost faith. I'm taking my pick back, Fred.
No.
AJ's lost faith in Cyril. He's definitely
I'm not losing
losing
faith
now.
No. I'm not, man. Listen. When I look at the whole game, who's the better striker? Who has a better conditioning? Who won their last fight? I mean, Cyril Gane, like, he played it well. He was like measuring him on their last fight because he had five rounds going. Here it's 3. He's going to open up like the 4th of July coming in on Saturday. I think Cyril Gane is still the most dangerous guy on the planet than John Jones. I mean, look what he did to Spivak, man. Let's not forget that. That's not a joke.
Yeah.
No,
Cyril's great,
look,
man.
Freddie has a point. because
Cyril
Volkov
plays too
won
many
those first
video
2 rounds.
games. Still trains
Man,
at
and did
that
you see his-
MMA factory. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I don't like that he
Yeah,
does
you're
that.
right.
Yeah, he should
Yeah,
have come to
yeah.
the States
Did you see
already
his
to work on
commercial?
his wrestling. What's he doing?
Did you see Cyril Gane's
Volkov.
commercial?
Which
Hey,
one?
what do you got,
No,
man?
I haven't.
Oh, it's a new one that he did. It's like this whole like fighting video with music, and he throws his punches and he goes with the beat. It's really cool. Try to find it, Dave.
He needs to be better at wrestling. Because the reason
That's
he's not
true. I
heavyweight
agree.
champion right now is because he can't wrestle.
Yeah, if he had a better wrestler, he should be with the Dagestanians. No doubt about it. I
If
agree
Cyril
with you.
Gane was a better wrestler, he would have beat Francis Ngannou, and John Jones wouldn't have completely embarrassed him the way he did. I mean, he probably still would have lost to John Jones, but he wouldn't have been embarrassed. And then he never changed up. He never left France. He never left the gym. He never improved his wrestling. Like,
Well, he's
Volkov could
loyal.
expose that. He could easily expose that.
You're right, man. But he's at least loyal to his team, man. Which doesn't say a lot for a lot of fighters out there. He is loyal to his team. I mean, they do have a decent wrestling.
So what?
But you're right. He needs to be with the best at that level to be the champion. I agree with you.
That's right. That's right.
But I believe he will win on Saturday. I think he's going to win the second time they meet, and I think it's going to be more devastating on Saturday than it was in their first, the first fight. So I'm going with Cyril Gane on this. I'm checking it off.
Shout
Ready?
out to everybody in
Volkov.
the chat, baby. Angelo Contagonis, Johnny North,
Angelo!
Leor,
Johnny!
Antoinette,
Leor!
members of the team.
Antoinette.
Antoinette gifting a membership to new member Andrea. Welcome, Andrea, to the team.
Oh, another female. 30% of our viewership.
Take it
Women.
easy.
Dave.
And Johnny
Since
North
you're
says,
talking-
Dave's been sick for weeks. Yeah, it's true. I have been. And it's really annoying. I don't know
What?
what's going on with me. Maybe it's COVID. Who knows? Is that still
You
a
want me to
thing?
give you
I've
my
been
special
sick.
remedy, dude? You should have told me. I would have
I've
brought
been
it to you.
sick for 2 days also, man.
No, I've
haven't
been
been
sick
able
for,
to
like,
go to
From
jiu-jitsu.
Haiti.
5 weeks. Like, off and
Dave,
my
as you
Haiti,
speak
like,
to our
remedy.
listeners,
Yeah.
this podcast I listen to, man, the guy always says, like, he always reminds people to subscribe to our channel. And I'm going to remind it because he says, like, most of the
Bravo,
people that
Frankie,
listen
bravo.
to the podcast often don't subscribe to the channel. You know, the algorithm of YouTube will know that you've listened to our podcast and they'll keep on showing you our podcast, but you might not have subscribed. So you should subscribe. That helps us. And if you've already subscribed, well, just steal your kid's phone, your wife's phone, your mother's phone. Well, maybe not your mother's phone because AJ, you know, he's
Your
single right now.
girlfriends.
But use somebody else's
mistress.
phone and subscribe to our show.
I
Bravo,
agree.
Freddie. Bravo.
Good job.
Let's get our
And if you
numbers up.
subscribe,
Yeah.
Freddie's chair is gonna move up.
Subscribe to the channel. We love
Subscribe, man. It's true. What the hell does it take? Just subscribe, man.
it. Doesn't take much.
Yeah, it doesn't cost
We're more
anything.
entertaining this.
Eh.
Nah, man, we're more entertaining than some of those other shows that are making way more money than us. That's for sure.
We're more entertaining than some of those other shows. Not all of them,
No, a lot more.
but some.
No, yeah, I mean you can't compare it to like Rogan. I mean
Here
Rogan
we
is
go.
always
I
number
knew
one.
you were going to say Joe Rogan, too. You always go,
And there's some other
"Wow,
ones that
what
I
about
like in the
Joe
MMA world."
Rogan? I go, yeah, I mean, I guess. If that's
like
the
Joe, man.
ultimate for you.
You know?
Huh?
But the other MMA show that I would listen to, I always like listening to this guy. He's like solid. I mean, you know, maybe he'll give a shout out to us. But Jesse on fire, man. I love Jesse.
Is he
He's
on
on
fire?
the ball, Jesse.
Is
He's
he
on fire, man. Sometimes he goes wild, but I like his stuff, man.
Wow.
Jesse on fire. If you hear us, give us a shout out.
I don't watch any other MMA content ever.
Oh, I watch
Other
it
than
all,
like
man. You
official
name it.
UFC like press conferences and stuff. I don't watch other people talk about MMA. Ever.
Okay, bud. You're allowed to.
I mean, I don't know. I just don't. I like I don't
Spit
know.
it out, bud.
I don't know.
Spit it.
I don't even want to say things anymore.
But you listen to like the Francesi stuff, the mob stuff, and all that stuff. I'm sure you do.
Not really
podcast?
anymore. Yeah, for a bit. It was
What?
like on. I don't listen to any of
Jesus.
that. Listen to you know, Shane Gillis,
I'm
Matt
not-
and Shane
Johnny,
podcast.
Johnny. No, Johnny, I don't. Actually, he's not bad, but like I you know, don't say that with Dave around. He's gonna go loco.
Yeah, I don't care about any of that. Okay, so we AJ and I are picking Cyril Gane to win. Fred, you're going with Volkov?
Yep.
Okay. How about this
We're
next
going
one?
with the bagel.
Bryce Mitchell versus Kron Gracie.
Oof, that's
They
crazy,
both
man.
suck.
I agree.
You think so? Bryce
Yeah.
Mitchell? No, he doesn't
Yeah.
suck. He's like great
He
wrestler,
sucks
man.
less
Very
than Kron Gracie
entertaining.
does.
I'm not sure, but probably.
Well, Charles Jourdain, like he took him apart the last time they met. You know, I mean, like Kron was
Yeah,
like
well,
butt
that-
scooting, and you know, it was a
That
weird
Kron
fight. Even Charles
Gracie
made
fight
joke of it.
was like I'll go the full AJ route where that Kron Gracie fight was a disgrace for MMA, man. It put back the sport like many years. It was
It did,
terrible.
actually.
MMA might not survive. But yeah, that was an awful fight, and I expect a little bit more from Kron this time. I hope so, anyways, because
Well,
he can't really
pretty
look
hard
worse
now.
than he did against Jourdain. But Bryce Mitchell, man, I like Bryce because during the COVID he spoke up, you know, for the against the lockdowns and all that. But if you look at his record, man, the guy loses a lot, doesn't win the big fights. I don't even consider this a big
True,
fight,
true.
so I'm gonna pick Bryce because yeah, he's the better fighter, the wrestling. But man, if Kron manages to tap him, I wouldn't be that surprised either. Like I wouldn't be surprised. Like Bryce should win, but Kron might tap him.
Yeah.
But what's interesting
I
is
think Kron will tap him.
You know,
think so?
I might.
Man,
I was
listen,
thinking
man,
of going with a
Bryce is
double
great
dog
grappling, man.
parlay, like making people rich with Kron and Volkov, but I'm still not convinced.
I mean, Kron Gracie by submission is plus 1250. You bet $10, you win 125. Like, I don't know, man. That makes sense to me. Like, I think Bryce Mitchell is stupid enough to want to play jiu-jitsu with Kron Gracie.
It's possible.
And he's going to get caught. I think he's going to get caught because he's going to try and show that his jiu-jitsu is better, and then he'll be proven wrong.
It's either that or it's going to be a boring fight where if Bryce doesn't engage, stays away from the grappling, he probably wins a striking battle that's very boring against Kron. But yeah, if he gets close to Kron, I could see Kron tapping him. Like, yeah, I've been debating that all week in my head. I'm like, he's a big underdog, but man, there might be a little value to this big underdog.
There's something I saw his
Weird fight,
training
man.
partner, coach guy, say on the Embedded. He was like, "Oh, we want to show Kron Gracie that Arkansas Jiu-Jitsu is just as good as Brazilian Gracie Jiu-Jitsu." And I was like, "Bro, it isn't though. It's not. There's no way it is. It can't be. It can't be." So
The Gracies proved that back in 1991. Or
yeah,
whatever
and they
it was.
may prove it again on Saturday. Like, I feel like him saying that was kind of like, yeah, we're going to wrestle, we're going to take it to the ground, we're going to try and, but I don't
I'm
think
more
that's a good
interested
idea.
I'm more interested in who Bryce Mitchell is grappling with, like who is he training with than Arkansas Jiu-Jitsu, because Arkansas Jiu-Jitsu, what does that mean, man? It doesn't mean much.
That's what I'm saying.
Check it out, man. I'm not sure either, but it's a
I'm
weird
gonna
fight
go
to
on a
have
single
this
bet.
main.
Bryce Mitchell or Kron Gracie to win by submission. I think that's worth a look. Come on, man. $10 gets you 125. It's crazy. It's crazy value on a Kron Gracie submission. When is the last
if
time you
anything
saw
could
Gracie in the UFC to win by submission with those kind of odds?
Yeah, you're right. It's been a long time, but it's going to be a weird fight. This is the type of fight, like you were saying, actually Fred was saying, is a fight that Kieran could win. This is the type of fight, because I could see Bryce trying to engage in the grappling department. If it stays stand up, I mean, obviously Bryce Mitchell has a better chance to, stand up and strike. But if it goes to the ground, it might be a battle of egos here, man. Wrestling versus jiu-jitsu, at its finest. And if he goes into his guard, it's going to be a bad day for Bryce Mitchell. Kieran Gracie's there for a reason. He's 5-2. I mean, he hasn't won in 5 years, and it's not like Bryce Mitchell's doing any better. I mean, what's he at? I think it was like he got knocked out by Josh Emmett a year ago. He's lost 2 of his last 3. I mean, this is a fight where you think automatically Bryce Mitchell should win it because of the performance of Kieran Gracie lately, but he's 5-2. But I'm going with Freddie on this. I think, as crazy as it sounds, and I want Bryce Mitchell to win because I like this guy in the sense that he makes me laugh. But if Bryce doesn't stand up and strike, and he goes down and he gets into the guard of Kieran, it's over, man.
Wait, I was saying Kron Gracie by submission. Why are you saying Freddie?
Oh, I thought it was Fred.
Man, you don't pay attention.
Mitchell should win, but I wouldn't be surprised. Kron wins by submission, and I might go for my double dog parlay.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm going with
Volkov.
Kieran.
I
on
know
this
who
one.
else you're going with.
No, Volkov and Kron.
Oh,
My
you're
double
not
dog.
going. See, Fred, I was sure you were gonna go with a dog on the early prelims, an old man against a young boy.
Ooh, Clay? Wida?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
No. He's fighting Chase Hooper.
I mean,
the young boy.
That
Chase
Chase Hooper's dangerous, man. Chase is dangerous, man.
Yeah.
Caveman Clay.
Yeah,
Might
that's the
be
problem. He's
passé.
caveman.
Okay.
Well, He's a speed demon, man, that doesn't stop. I think he could overwhelm Chase, man. That's the difference. Like, if he does, he might be able to win it in like decision.
Yeah, I don't think
And
it's
he
an
could take a
easy
beating.
fight for Chase Hooper. I don't think Clay Guida's
No.
ever an easy fight. We
Listen,
got
he
some
could take
good fights,
punishment,
man.
right?
What?
I said like Clay Guida could take a punishment, and that's the difference. I don't think Chase can take
Yeah.
a punishment.
Nate Landwehr
Well, that's a good one.
against
That's a good way to start, man.
Duho Choi. Nate the Train.
Superboy. Korean Superboy.
Yeah, Nate the Train is a beast, though. I like Nate the Train.
Yeah. They're not
what's
that
the odds
far
on
off in
that?
age. 36 years. You know,
Nate
to
the Train
33.
minus 140. Duo Choi plus 110. Yeah. Seems about right. Anthony Smith against Dominic Reyes on the prelims. That's a fun light heavyweight fight. Reyes minus
That should have been on the main
370.
card.
Smith plus 270.
That Luque Garimbo also should be a decent fight.
Yeah. Garimbo
Yep,
a slight
that's true.
favor right now, minus 160. I'm a little surprised.
Yeah, but dude looks athletic. Like he looks and I've seen his interview. He seems happy to be there, like happy for the opportunity, because that's the fight that Nick Diaz was supposed to get. So I think the guy's ready to maximize his opportunity. So whenever you have a chance to get your name out there, you got to jump on it, and that's what he's trying to do right now.
Might be able to do it, too.
He's on a
with a big
4-fight
win
winning
over
streak, man.
Luque. What do you say, AJ?
I'm saying Thimba there. He's on a 4-fight winning streak. I mean,
Yeah.
know,
I think he
you
might
know,
win.
Vincent Luque is kind of like he's younger, but it seems like almost like he's past. Like if you want to say past his prime, this is a fighter who's young that looks like he's past his prime.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Lost to Bilal Muhammad. Lost to Jeff Neal. Beat Rafael Dos Anjos. Lost to Joaquin Buckley. He's lost 3 of his last 4. And he's just 33, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's got bad momentum, and Garimbo winning 4 straight, he's got good momentum. Both 33 years old, but I feel like their careers are going in different directions. Aljamain Sterling taking on Movsar Evloev.
People were like,
years old. Say it
people
again?
were like going. People were saying, "Why is this fight on the prelims?" I'll tell you why this fight is on prelims. Is both guys are decision machines.
Mm.
You know, like you want to be on the main card, got to finish some fights.
It's a good fight, though. It's a big
Yeah,
fight.
great fight.
It's a big fight for 145.
Probably goes to decision.
Who you got?
Movsar. Movsar.
18-0, man.
Movsar. 18-0, him too. Undefeated. A lot of undefeated fighters on this card.
30 years old, man. He's
30
5
years
years
old
younger
from
than
Russia.
Sterling.
18-0. Aljo's good though, man. Aljo's no joke.
Yeah. But he's 5 years older, man. He's at 35. He's at that time, you know, that becomes very questionable. At 35, you know, in the featherweight, there's a lot of wear and tear, Dave. You know that. But mind you, he has an amazing record, 24-4.
Yeah.
But this Movsar, man, dangereux, as they say.
He's good,
Get
but
back.
I don't know. I feel like Aljo might pull that one off. Brian Battle minus 230 taking on Randy Brown. I
Ooh.
like Brian Battle.
I
in
like
that fight
Brian
for
Battle,
sure.
man. Yeah, man. Brian Battle.
Eric
name for
Anders
fighting.
and Chris Weidman, they were supposed to fight a couple weeks ago. That got pushed to this card. Anders minus 110, Weidman minus 120. Basically a pick'em fight there.
It's going to be a tough one, man. Don't want to
Let's
go
do
against
parlays.
our roll tide.
You ready for parlay? I'm going to give
Do
you a
it, bud.
parlay.
You do it.
I'm going with
Oh, yeah. Tough one, dude. We got to end the year with a bang. We got to make money for people at Bet99, man. Where am I? Here we go. Johnny, don't forget, Bet99. Antoinette,
Yeah.
Bet99.
Yeah. Okay.
She's always winning.
I'm going to give you a... Yeah, what the hell? Let's give you a 3-fight parlay. It'll be Team Dave, 3-fight parlay. I'm going with Shavkat Rakhmonov minus 400. Going with Brian Battle over Randy Brown minus 230. And going with Themba Gorimbo over Vicente Luque minus 160. That's 20 to get you 58.29 over at bet99.com. So that's the Team Dave parlay. Keeping it simple. 3-fight parlay. 3 favorites. Gorimbo, Battle, and Rakhmonov. Try to triple that money this Saturday. All right? What do you think, guys? Easy peasy? That was easy, right?
Easy
Simple
peasy, man.
parlay.
That was pretty good. I like it. I like it. I like it.
Probably going to win,
Yeah,
Why wouldn't
it
that parlay
sounds
win?
good.
right? You don't disagree with any of those picks, do you, Fred? Do you, AJ?
No, I think it's a good one.
Right?
I like the Brian
I got
Battle one.
Volkov.
That's a good one.
That's okay. I didn't put
That's
Cyril
where-
Gane on my parlay, Fred, because you took Volkov, and
oh,
it made
sorry.
me a little shaky on it.
What? Are you serious?
Well, I didn't want to throw Gane on my parlay there because, you both made some good points about Volkov. It is harder to win in the rematch after you beat the guy the first time. Like, yeah, Gane could lose this fight for sure. I'm not putting him on my parlay. I'm not betting on Cyril Gane at all either. I'm going to bet on my parlay that I just gave you, the Shavkat, Brian Battle and Themba Gorimbo. I like that parlay. I'm going to do a single bet on Kron Gracie by submission. I think that'll be good. That's about it.
It's a big chance with the Kieran, man.
I might do a single bet on Eric Anders over Chris Weidman too. Minus
Wow.
110.
Roll Tide. Our
Yeah.
buddy.
What do you got for me, AJ? You got a parlay?
Yeah, man, I'm going straight through. I'm going to go hard on this one. So I'm going to start off with Domo Morigato, the first Japanese
Okay.
champion in history, in the
Asakura,
UFC, in
next.
all of fighting sports.
Yes.
Kai Asakura.
Okay.
Say his
Before
name
you say
properly,
anything
Dave.
more
Asakura.
offensive, could we just keep going? Oh my fuck! Could you
And then we're going to go
next?
off. Then we're going to go off to our next one. Shavkat, dude.
Yes.
Don't mess with the cat.
Next.
Then I'm going to go straight
Cyril
to la
Gane.
France. Je veux aller avec Cyril Gane.
Then Bryce Mitchell.
Take it easy there, bud. I'm not going with Bryce Mitchell. I'm actually going with Kieran Gracie on this.
Okay. Then he's
I
going with
believe-
Kron Gracie. Then he's going with Nate the Great or Nate the Train.
Yes, sir. How did you know that?
Nate the Train, and that'll be it. It's a 5-5 parlay from AJ.
That's right, bud. That's a winning bet, man. I think Kieran's going to pull it off.
Yeah, well, that's not a bad return on your money there with the Team AJ parlay. 20 gets you
History's being
1,000.
made.
Shavkat,
Jeez, let me write this
Cyril
down.
Gane, Nate the Train, Kron Gracie, and Kai Asakura. If all those guys win, 20 gets you 989.89, which is 1,089 with your original 20 back there. So that's a crazy
Man,
parlay.
AJ's
from
going
Team
out with a
AJ.
bang, man. She
Asakura,
bangs. She
Gracie,
bangs.
Nate the Train, Cyril Gane, Shavkat.
I feel lucky
Interesting.
on that one, dude.
You feel lucky?
Now that's a payoff. I do, man. I really feel good on that one. AJ's going to bet on it, too.
Good. You should.
Antoinette, man. Do it.
Okay. Fred, what do you got? You're on the clock.
Well, I got 2 parlays, okay? I got my dog parlay of Kron Gracie and Volkov, which probably won't come in, but $20 gives you 400 something, so you might want to throw a couple of bucks there.
468.75.
But
for
but my
that one.
real parlay will be Alexandre Pantoja against Nate Landwehr, however you pronounce his name, Nate the Great,
Nate the Train.
the Train, and Pantoja. That's my real part.
Okay. So this is a fake parlay. This is Fred's fake
I'm telling you,
parlay.
one of these 2 underdogs will win. I don't know which one, but one of these 2 underdogs comes in.
I think it's going to be Kron because we're all picking him to win. We've all picked him to win.
I mean, he's fighting a guy in the top 15. I mean, everything is against him, but the Gracie name is there. So either I'm going by heart, but really, man, Bryce Mitchell hasn't been that great lately. And
Nope.
to be honest, man, if he gets caught in that guard, Kieran could pull this off.
Yep, I think he's gonna. And there's Fred's real
He has to
parlay.
bring
Nate
honor
the
to the
Train.
family.
And Pantoja plus 137 is the parlay. 20 gets you 47.47 over at bet99.com. That is the Team Fred regular parlay, favorites parlay, and a dog parlay he offers us tonight. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. We bring you more action, more excitement, more everything here on the Ringside Report Network, and we're going to bring you even more on Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, where we will watch this thing, UFC 310, the thing we have just discussed and previewed and analyzed at length. We will be back to talk about it and analyze it as it goes on Saturday night live on the pay-per-view from Las Vegas. Johnny North and I will be back tomorrow night to talk about all things professional wrestling. Just a very big weekend once again here on the Ringside Report Network. Dave. What?
We got to thank everybody that's listened to us the whole year, man. We got to say thank you, man.
This isn't the last show of the year, AJ. We have a show on Saturday night. Why don't you thank people then? Why don't you thank people when we have a show next week on the 19th?
But I'm going to say that
maybe we thank people on our Boxing Day show on the 26th if we're doing one. We haven't really discussed.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's a good point. Because Saturday, AJ is questionable, right?
This Saturday, you're questionable?
Remember? I can't say it on air. But all to say is I'll see you next week in case.
AJ, questionable. You're missing a pay-per-view watch along again? What's wrong with this guy?
I won't be really missing it, but
you suck. I don't know why. Anyways, we'll figure it out. Okay, I'll be back here with Freddie at least on Saturday. Fucking AJ, lazy. And I'll be back tomorrow night with Johnny. Right here on the Ringside Report Network.
Thanks for sticking with us to the end. We would really appreciate it if you could help us spread the word. Please share this episode on whichever social media platform you use. Add a comment below and consider reviewing us on Apple Podcasts. We are an audience-supported network, so consider becoming a recurring supporter at membership.ringsidereport.net. Check out our website at ringsidereport.net. Hope to